We lit, we live. We lit, we live. We lit, we live. Cause marriage is wild. We lit, we live. Cause marriage is wild. We lit, we live. It's wild. We lit, we live. It's wild.
All right, welcome to another episode of Marriage is Wild. Excellent. All right.
What the fuck was that, bro?
Spirit fingers?
No, not it's the noise.
We turned into Scooby Doo.
Right.
Marriage is scary.
Damn,
marriage.
So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about picking your battles. When do you just let stuff go? When is a hill you're going to die on? Oh gosh, I don't even know.
I think I'm the master of picking my battles. I do. I really.
Okay.
I be chilling. I be like, you know what? Whatever. Sometimes though, so that's and it's so funny. I talk to young couples all the time, like that's about to like move in together or do something. I'll be like, hey, my main thing is pick your battles because y'all niggas are being here fighting over the stupidest, goofiest shit. Like I got stories of people just arguing over stupid shit, pouring cereal in the toilet, for instance, turned into a serious issue for some people. Stupid shit.
Oh,
pick your battles.
like after you ate, like the extra cereal?
Yeah, pouring it in the toilet turned into something for a couple.
Did they flush?
Oh, he said porn.
They flushed the toilet down.
Oh,
The issue was that the bowl shouldn't have been in the bathroom.
But we're gonna wash it anyway.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So how do you decide what's worth fighting over? What's the benchmark?
I mean, I think for me, like, cause I am, I don't take anything seriously. We've learned this. If you haven't, it's your first time tuning in.
Yeah, please.
I don't take anything seriously. So I think that when I start feeling serious about something, I'm like, well, maybe we need to discuss. So I mean, the occurrence may have happened for a long time, which I know can kind of be misleading in itself because now this behavior, whatever it is, has went on. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm like, yeah, I don't like this.
It's a pattern.
It's a pattern.
Yeah.
Right, but I didn't even alert you to it being, something that I was clocking. Right, because maybe it didn't. So I think that's kind of the benchmark for me. But when you have a hard time taking things seriously,
You just be like,
The bar is high.
the bar is so high.
I
how
get
do you
it.
pick your battle, sir?
Sometimes I kind of take on the K spirit, and I kind of just don't really be one to.
You don't want to.
Some people avoid confrontation just because they don't like conflict, and we talked about this in previous episodes. I know I be tripping, so like I don't want to turn something that's small into something. So I'm not. If I speak on it, then like I felt like it, like
that it warranted.
It was serious.
Yeah, pretty much every time I feel like if I say something about it, it's almost the hill it's the hill. Every time it's the hill I'm ready to die on because I don't really say much until like
I feel like
this is it.
Yeah, it's the moment.
I'm gonna piggyback off that and pretty much say the same thing. If I'm speaking on it, then that's the hill I'm ready to fight for. And it also comes down to if it's something that I've repeated myself about constantly, now I'm really standing on. Like we talked about. We've had this conversation already. Why are we having it again? Now I'm finna lay into your ass. Now we finna fight.
With our words.
Word,
Not
yeah.
Words.
Now I'm finna stand
Not
on. Not physical.
You
We
guys
don't condone violence.
We don't. We do not control
Right.
physical violence.
For me, it was at first I didn't pick my battles, and so was it like I thought that like I was like Brittany, like I didn't care about much, so it was like I don't need to pick anything. I'm good with it.
Right,
Like
right.
it don't bother me, and so now it goes into that when you do pick your battles, it's one of those things like you have to pick every battle. So even something that's small is like in order to be able to stand on boundaries. You have to make sure that you stand on boundaries with everything. So now it's going from 0 to 100, literally. And so now it's trying to find that way of like, okay, well, what's that happy medium balance for me? Like, is this worth it? Like, do I feel like, am I letting too much of my boundaries go, or am I standing firm on something that I didn't need to? Trying to question when and how to do it. So I definitely try to figure out, like, how I'm going to do it. So it's one of those things where, like, you know what? It may not be in that instance, but it may be in this other instance. I may come back very random, like, okay, when you did this or this, that, I didn't like this, or I feel like I should have did this, or I could have did that. And it's not just with my wife; it's also sometimes with my parents. So that because my parents are very like hands-on, so having to be able to incorporate things with them and telling them things about my marriage, like, oh, I'm gonna stand boundaries on this. Like, my time is this time and this time. Like, I'm not free at this time, so I can't do this. And being able to stand boundaries with them on that. So it's zero. Sometimes it was 0 or 100. Just trying to find a happy medium.
Oh, I don't have to pick battles. I just address everything. I'm not finna pick and choose. I'm very mindful of my delivery, but I'm not finna pick and choose. Oh, well, I ain't gonna talk about this time. No, it's gonna get talked about because it ain't gonna do nothing but bother me in the inside that I didn't talk about it. So I'm not picking up battles. I'm being mindful of my delivery every time I'm gonna talk about whatever that I want to talk about.
That's what I need to do because I'll pick every battle too. It's just how I come into battle.
Exactly. And some things is not even for real a battle. You know what I'm saying? That's subjective.
And
it's not a battle. It's like it's a discussion that needs to be had.
But me, sometimes, not even majority of the time, I always come in to battle.
Yeah.
When I should take my time to think about it. And like I said last episode, take my time, think about it. All right, then I come back to it. Yeah. Everything ain't got to be a battle, like y'all say. And that helps sometimes because you turn something small into something big that I could have just been like, yeah, you know what? But as you said, I got to stand on it because it's just how I deliver it, how I come into it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing because it's also is like it's subjective because if you may think one way and I may think another, in my head sometimes I may be thinking, oh damn, this is an argument, even when it's not. It's just a simple conversation, but it's like. It feels like we're not on the same page.
So it gotta be.
It gotta be right.
Just because you don't agree, don't mean it gotta be an argument.
Exactly.
Brittany,
That's a good idea.
how do you go about?
No, I'm listening to Shaniqua, and maybe I need to be more adult and
Just stand on business.
stand on business.
Okay, so going off of that, another question. What's the difference between picking battles and settling for behaviors that don't align with your boundaries or your preferences?
That's a tough one.
I'll say this. I just say that the problem I think is, okay, like certain stuff, nobody's perfect, and we all gonna make mistakes, but you do gotta be like, okay, this is happening so many times, I wanna talk about it. And again, picking up sometimes you don't need your sword, sometimes you just need, here's a Snickers. Let's talk about this over a Snickers.
Hey, let's go grab a little Snickers. So I noticed that.
At some point, you just gotta find the middle ground with that situation. Like, I don't feel like it's too much. Like, if you in that relationship already, you just gotta find that middle ground because not everything you're not gonna like everything your partner does, and vice versa. So it gotta be some kind of middle ground. You gotta find it, or it's not gonna work.
Yeah. For me, I feel like I kind of, when approaching things, it's kind of like in the grand scheme of my day. Like if this continued to happen over and over and over again, like would I die? Like would I be like super uncomfortable about it, or is it just like, oh, he don't close this cabinet, I could just close the cabinet. Like it doesn't have to be like brought up and made like this big huge thing. So I guess that's my approach to it. Like in the grand scheme of things, is it the worst thing in the world? No, but I don't know if that's healthy or not. That's just
because I'm just like
it's not. Sometimes it's not. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, like a little thing when he brushes his beard out, sometime hair in the sink. And I mean, and I mean, like it's a little thing. It's not the end of the world. And I guess it had been something on my heart because one day I was like sick and feverish, and then I like roll over and was like, I'm not gonna stand for this hair anymore.
It had built up.
It was a very delirious proclamation. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was pretty like. And you keep leaving hair in the city. No, it's okay. It's just,
Like, built up.
Right,
That's what happened.
Everybody has a breaking point. That's what I was gonna say about what you said about just using the cabinet as a thing. At what point in time do you say,
walk
"Hey,
into
bro,
that
stop
motherfucker?"
leaving this cabinet open"?
Then you
I
slam it closed. He's like, "Why you got an attitude?"
Why you got an attitude? Well, nigga, I done closed this cabinet 6 times today because you just refused to close it. Or in that situation, like I got my own bathroom, but I understand the beer and everything. At what point in time do you be like, all right, you see I keep cleaning it up, you not cleaning it up. When are you gonna take heed to what's going on?
Because at some point it starts to feel like a disregard to your partner. Like you're not being considerate of them and how this affects them. Like you constantly leaving your beard here in the sink, and we like 3 people using the sink.
You writing off my feelings.
I mean, again, because I am sometimes so disconnected from my feelings that for me to be in that state and roll over and like out of nowhere, like he wasn't even in the bathroom. I'm just like, I'm tired of the hair. I didn't even know that.
That was your subconscious waiting on this moment.
Been waiting on this moment.
So I mean, yeah, I definitely probably think that I need to adjust like my boundaries and when I do say stuff, and in the nature of not having random delirious outbursts.
Yeah.
So.
And I think to your point also, okay, of that example you use, I mean, there will be times where there are some things like it doesn't matter to like it's not that big of a deal. Like you don't care. Like you know exactly. Like you know that there is no ill will intent behind it, and you know that this person, it's been 5 years, they ain't gonna never get this right. I will be okay and accept it and do it. Right? You know what I'm saying? Cause then once you accept it and you okay with this, because now you can't bring it back up.
Right.
Can't bring it back up later because you done accepted it, right? And you can go on about your day. It's not a like frustration or a mental gymnastics that's going on. Like, now how the fuck I'm finna tell you that it's been 10 times in a row.
Why I keep waking up?
I almost ran into the cabinet. Right? It's like, nope. Let me be prepared because I know Rob probably left this cabinet open. Let me be mindful of where I'm walking.
Hey,
right?
that's
But no,
for
like
real.
a lot of it is like just putting myself in his mindset.
Yeah.
I know that he is probably doing 5 different things at one time. So he might grab a bowl of cereal because he on the game and bros. And if they gonna so it's like,
Where you go, man? Where you go?
yeah.
The game
So
started.
I'm like,
Where you at,
okay, and it's 2:00 in the morning. Now he's not thinking about that cabinet. He didn't have his cereal. Now he in the bed. So like it's
Oh fuck, that literally happens to me. or she be like, you left the jelly out. I'm like,
A lot of times, and it'd be like another thing too, like shit. The cabinet open, I'll be doing my stuff. Had her walk in, and she start. I'm like, what do you want? And then like I gotta go. I'm gonna see what she doing. And then that's it. I didn't turn my back to it. Now I'm like,
right, it's not there no more.
Yeah, my mind is,
Yeah.
blame my mind, not my heart. Because I'm not
Yeah.
like that. I'm gonna open all these fucking cabinets, all this shit.
Right.
Exactly.
It's
It's like maybe
like if I come in and he done collected a bag of beer shavings and later that's at
all
war.
over the
Right.
bathroom.
We are at war right now.
Hey, petty.com.
Right, we're at war.
Hey, because I can be petty. I can intentionally over the sink and then be like,
the crazy thing is that I literally do it so harmlessly. Like,
yeah, it's
I
You
don't
just,
know.
you're just brushing your beard and
Every time
going
she said, I'm like, oh damn, where did all that come from? Yeah, like,
It's not for
No, but that's literally like, drivers will wash his hands, use the paper towel, dry his hands off. The garbage is like right there. He would leave the paper towel sitting on the counter. I come in, bro, you couldn't take 2 steps. So I stopped. I just started putting it back in his sink. We got 2 sinks. Oh, there's a collection of paper towels. Because now you're going to see, just throw it in garbage. Sometimes I just start like, hey, here go this shit again. And I throw it away. But sometimes when I want to be petty, I'll be like, put this shit in his sink. What? And one time, I guess he gonna be petty too. He took it out the sink and put it back on the counter. So then I came back. I said,
we're at war.
so then I took that shit and put it back in the sink. And I sat there. I'm like, I'm waiting. Come on. Cause it's on. It's on.
my thing with her is she leave her clothes in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I'd be like, dude, you're walking out of the bathroom. You're walking past your clothes and going into the bedroom where the hampers are. and
Oh,
you
see, I
don't
remember that.
pick up.
Hey Sammy, go in that bathroom naked.
Man,
Why you ain't closing that?
Man,
know,
shit. And then, but
them
and then,
clothes in the back
product of
bedroom.
your environment, Kobe does the
The
same
same
thing.
thing.
Like, bro, why are y'all closing the bathroom? But I'll be like, all right,
Just
and
pick it up.
I don't use her bathroom like that, but I'll still go up there because I wash the clothes. Now I gotta go in the bathroom, get the clothes, and then I'll be like, when I'm mad and I'm petty, her biggest thing for me is we got the towel on the tub that we step out on. She don't like when I leave it on the floor when I get out the shower. Nah, now I'm petty. I'm leaving that towel on the floor. She be like, put it back over the tub. Nah, you left your clothes in the bathroom.
What?
This is
Towel
war.
on the
We
floor.
need a whole episode called Petty Marriage.
Right.
Marriage is petty.
I don't have any petty thing that I do to you.
No,
I
we not.
Hey, we
I
have
can't think
I got a list.
I
Of
got a
petty
list.
shit, bro. I got a list of petty because I know it piss her off. You gonna do shit that you know is gonna piss me off, and we in that like that. I got a list of petty.
Yeah, I don't think there's any like petty because I'd be like I'd feel bad like because
Not if we get into it. I don't fuck you. I don't feel bad.
Damn.
Our intuits don't really be like that, so they don't.
Ours don't either, but
Yeah,
my petty
right.
level is just that high when I'm
my
mad. Like,
petty level is just
I think it
which
is
is crazy.
Because at that point, it's built up, really.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
that my petty
Because
is
I like
that
you,
with
I
the
don't
rest
say a
of the
lot of
world.
stuff. I let it go. And it's like, bro, I know you seen these clothes in here.
That's what I was just thinking because I have the petty in
I
me.
was gonna say, I'll fuck with y'all, but no.
Yeah, I did.
Not that
Yeah,
one,
I think it's supposed to be a safe space.
Yeah, I know.
No, it is,
Yeah.
and that's good. You know, you should always know how to, operate with your spouse versus with the rest of the world. So,
Yeah.
My
But it
petty-
ain't nothing wrong with a little fun petty. Don't
Right.
get too serious.
Right,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
fuck
the petty,
petty.
that petty ain't nothing.
Right,
crazy
it's not
in there.
dramatic,
Like,
yeah.
I think our fun petty is more verbal.
I was thinking you.
know
I can fuck with
I was
that.
gonna say,
Because I'm going to say some slick shit.
Right.
I think we know how to push each other's button more
So
in that regard.
I definitely, I was thinking that too. I definitely think that there's a line like where both of us know if we say this, we done went too far. There's definitely a line.
But I can definitely say this and it'll get enough reaction.
and they get
Right,
enough
right,
reaction.
So now, our love language, we be cursing each other out. When you
We know, we
so
learn.
our pettiness or seriousness be stuff like around the house stuff, like how I be petty with the stuff like that. It'll get a little more abnormal than what it regularly is. But when we joking and what up, bitch? Hey ho, that's how
That's next level.
hey,
Cringe.
but that's how it. But
God.
that's how it be, and we laugh.
That's
about
that
it.
high school love.
Right, so we can we joke like that, like so if we getting mad and we cursing each other out, and I try not to use the bitch word when we arguing because I know
We
how
don't want to be
hard I
said.
can
Yeah,
say it.
yeah.
But when we do say it, it doesn't bother her because we be on that level
Yeah,
already.
right.
So our pettiness or seriousness comes more with other shit. It ain't never verbal. Like I could get mad and yell and say all the shit in the world, and she's not gonna be hurt by it because that's how we talk.
That's how y'all talk to each other.
Yeah, Showtime be.
They can be panicking.
Hey, he be like,
And I'm like, we could never at the Davis house.
Right, clutching my pearl.
because I like, he'll be sitting right here.
I be literally mediating, like,
I'll be
hey
sitting.
guys,
He'll be
we
sitting right
have
here.
to talk like that.
I'll be like,
Use your nice
I'll be like,
words.
hey, bitch. He be like, bro. She be like, what you want, bitch? He be like, really?
They're just wild.
But it's all
It
like, when
works
we
for
talk
them.
like that, it'd be
Yeah.
all out of fun, though.
It works for
And
them.
it's not one size fits all.
Nope.
So,
No, definitely. Definitely, because he definitely be panicking like a
man,
I would too, probably.
that's
Like, oh my gosh.
But it don't be when we doing that
I
like
think
that.
to me it's because words mean a lot.
Yeah.
Words mean soft.
But not us.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what I'm saying,
I'm
yeah.
just saying to me
Oh,
personally.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why, yeah, like words mean a lot. So like, we can't really just be throwing around bitch.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's my for him to say that, and I'm thinking about like arguments that we've had, and I've known that he said stuff in anger that he does not mean. You did not mean that, but I also
She
don't.
know that too.
I don't know why you said that because you know that you didn't mean that, and you know how I'm going to take that. So and like there's so many things I could have said that would have escalated this beyond that. So
But it's like Shaniqua said, it's like knowing the comfortability with your spouse and your
Right.
friends because can't nobody else call me no bitch. I take that super offensive. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
take
that was
that.
the whole thing.
I take that super offensive. Don't call like all one of the old heads that you call me we arguing and you call me a bitch. Hey, bro, nah, I ain't doing that. But like with her, that's just how we talk. I'm okay with that. But in real life, you can't call me no bitch.
But that's because you know it's not harmful with her.
But it can be. Like I said, I know how to take it when she say it. But real life, nah, I don't care how you say. Don't even joke with me and call me a bitch in real life.
You know the intent behind it. You know she not meaning it like that, but somebody else on the street.
Even if she meant it, it's different because we use that. Like
that's our language.
That's how I can tell the tone, how serious she is, or if she's joking. Even if she's serious, I'm not gonna take offense because we use that. But everyday life, hell no. That's probably one of the worst things you can do is call me a bitch. I'm gonna knock your fucking teeth out.
Right now.
That's disrespectful to me. That's like spitting or slapping me. You slap a grown man.
The side note.
Right. This is a side note. Therapy, anger management for all parties involved.
But it worked because if you called me a bitch a few years ago, I'm just gonna knock you out. Now, I know whatever. I'm not gonna respect that shit, but you gotta call me a bitch a couple times.
A couple of times.
All right. That's progress.
Growth.
Bitch,
growth.
Now, to your credit, you did say that it's within the comfortability of the relationship. So you know your personnel. That's your thing, right? You know your personnel. So with us, it doesn't get when we argue, I really do try to like monitor my words because I know people have said some stuff to me to this day. I still be like, hey, you know what? I really didn't. So like,
if I see this person, I might.
No, because things sometimes it sticks with you.
It does.
So like, I don't never want to say nothing to you, and down the line, we 30 years into this, and you like, yeah, that's how she feel about me because X, Y, and Z. Yes. So because you never forget certain stuff. So okay, let me meter myself. Let me pull myself in because I never want that to be a thing for you to think that, oh, she was mad that one time, but no, that's what she really feels about me.
I don't think I've ever crossed the line to that point, even with the anger issues and the arguing and yelling. I don't think I've ever said something that I couldn't take back.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't take them words back.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I don't think I've ever said nothing that we've had heated arguments, but I don't ever think I've crossed that line where I couldn't take it back. Like, so damn, I actually felt bad for saying that. And like, I had to apologize. I've apologized for yelling, but I'm not. If I said something, I meant that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my big two ones. Unless y'all want to do the song, and we could talk about that. For this one, I picked "Love and War" by Tamar Braxton.
Sing it for me. I don't know that song.
Oh, you don't want me to sing it. So these were some lyrics that stuck out to me. Sometimes you're my general. You quarterback all these plays. Sometimes you're my enemy, and I'm throwing grenades. We'll be just chilling and laughing, and I'm laying on your chest. Don't know what happened, because things just went left. But here we go. We're back down that road, because that's how it goes. So kind of that... We're here. We love each other. We know we love each other, but we're in battle. So now we throwing grenades. We're not fighting fair. Yeah.
Period.
I mean, I think that's
that's y'all gotta start fighting fair.
I definitely
gotta start. There is a healthy way of fighting.
So
a lot of people think it's not, but it's literally all the stuff that we was already talking about is your approach to the situation, your tone, your delivery, being mindful of what you're saying because you're not going to agree on everything. Mm-hmm. And so there is a healthy way to do it. It's just being mindful and taking into consideration your partner, yourself, and most importantly, your union as a whole, because that comes first. Like, you got married for a reason. That is first and foremost, behind God, of course, but if y'all believe in God. But that comes first because at the end of the day, we still together. So
we're a team.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So we gonna keep throwing grenades. What's the resolve at the end? Like, what's the point? What we trying to get to?
Yeah.
That part. Go ahead.
Understanding, like, being able to live with the consequences after.
Yep.
Because initially you may have that argument or battle right then and there. somebody's gonna still be feeling.
Somebody gonna still
leave.
leave with some
Exactly.
Right.
So
I'm
you
finna
have to
leave.
be able to build that back up, and that may come back over time and things of that nature. And then also you got to be humble with it. You like instead of saying, "Oh, keeping score," like shit. Oh, I won this one.
That's the
you
worst
won
thing
that
to
one.
do.
Yeah.
You know what? I was wrong. I admit my faults. I could have did that. How do we move forward with this together?
How do we communicate?
How do-
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why I say it's okay to throw grenades sometimes. Because if y'all wasn't throwing grenades in the beginning, you wouldn't be where you at now. Like you got to get through the bad to get to the good. So the grenades
You gotta be
that's-
messy.
Right, you
To get some healing.
right, and if you can heal after those grenades,
and
then
take your scars and your.
take
I
your
mean,
scars
yeah, but
and-
You don't have to throw grenades. That's subjective too, right? What
Yeah.
those grenades are, because you really don't have to throw grenades in the beginning to get to a beautiful place in your marriage. Because when that's happening, I got so many thoughts running through my head right now. When that's happening, it's one of those things of like, first of all, how did you enter into this relationship, right? Because if you already entered into the relationship with problems that ain't been solved, your own problems that ain't been solved, and this person is unintentionally triggering those problems, right? Now we fighting, and it's like, but what did I do? I'm doing something that would just like seem normal and easy and not that deep, but to the other person it is. So now y'all fighting back and forth, but it's because one, you trigger it, that's a you problem, not a them problem. Let's start there. And two, you need to be able to vocalize and say what that is. While versus if you come into a situation where you're healed as an individual, or halfway here, or 75% healed, a lot of stuff not going to bother you or affect you to that magnitude, and then you can just have healthy conversations about what's wrong, what's right, what ain't, what I don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I feel like we start throwing grenades, and I mean,
Some gonna get blown up.
and that can be trust in your partner. That can be relying on them, coming to them as a place when you're vulnerable. You know, if I come to you when I'm vulnerable and tell you these feelings, and you shoot back with a grenade, I'm not coming to you when I'm
Yeah,
vulnerable.
it's destroyed.
Yeah.
The
Like,
choice is
I'm,
gone.
You
I'm
use it
not,
against me
and
now.
you've used it against me,
Weaponized
and
What'd you say?
weaponized it,
Oh.
and then like Kay said, I'm gonna hold on to that because I can think of maybe one or two comments that I probably hold on to, and so like, and that has changed, you know, what I say moving forward, what I share, how I share it.
Yeah,
Because
it changed how you walk through your marriage.
exactly, yeah, and like, you know, you don't want to ever feel like you're on eggshells. So,
And
because
more.
then it's a landmine. Now I done stepped
Right,
on, I
right,
lost
yeah.
my leg. I ain't know
Yeah.
you know, I.
You didn't know that landmine was
I didn't
taking
know that
cereal
land-
into the bathroom.
Right, exactly. I ain't know. I didn't know because bows don't go in the bathroom. You know.
Yeah.
Gosh. All right.
That was a good one. Anybody else got anything to add to it?
This is a deep one. I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
Oh, I thought it was lit. No,
touching back on the grenade thing, I think it depends on the situation, because some situations that grenade could be needed to wake you up from whatever it is. If I'm seeing something differently than you are and you not responding to something else, I'm gonna use that grenade. Now, how you hang on to it, that's a you thing. But me personally, I seen that you wasn't receiving what I was saying, something else. So, not necessarily.
So the
using
bullets
it-
wasn't working.
Not
I
necessarily.
was throwing bullets at first.
But not even that, no. Not because I'm not throwing bullets. This is something that I'm, like I said, on the outside looking in. So I'm using this. I'm telling you something a different way, and you not receiving what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
exactly.
Yeah, but
I'm
I'm not.
shooting
But I'm
bullets.
not using bullets though, because
Well, let's
I'm
say
not
okay,
trying to,
I brought the Snickers. I brought the Snickers first.
right, because I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not. Right, I'm not.
I like
Right,
the
yeah,
Snickers first.
because
Came with the Snickers.
right, because you using bullets make it seem like I'm trying to come. I'm not trying to come. I'm just saying I seen something.
That's why I said grenade is subjective. Because
Right,
I don't know what
and
your
that's why I
grenade
say,
is.
right, and that's why I
right?
say. But how you take it, as far as what I mean, like you saying I'm using something to throw it back in your face. I'm not necessarily trying to throw it back in your face, but I'm gonna use this so you understand what I'm saying in that situation. Like, I don't want you to take it the wrong way, like I'm using this against you because you told me this, but use this situation as growth. Don't use it as something that I'm trying to,
Ooh,
hurt
that's
your
a fine
feelings.
line.
So then how you preferencing it though? Because if like how you just broke that down in this moment, that makes sense. You're giving
That's
a
why it
preference
depends
of,
on the situation. That's what I said.
right. That's what I'm saying. If you preference of, look, I'm finna use this example.
Presentation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm finna
yeah.
use this example.
Right.
Because I want you to understand this, but I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, and then you
Yeah.
throw your
I mean,
grenade.
when-
That's completely different than just throwing that shit.
Right.
Right.
Throwing it at
Right.
Exactly.
Just throwing it at the
Right.
Fire in the hole.
Remember that time you shit your drawers?
No, because sometimes examples do help. Like,
Yes.
because you
Yeah.
know, you just going through life. Something might not be that deep to you. So if somebody come and say, well, this is a specific
And in the heat of the
situation.
moment, it's gonna be how you take it. Because I can come at you just as calm as I did, and how I'm telling you that I'm not using this against you. But the fact that I even brought it up, now you pissed at me and taking it the wrong way.
Okay, I get that.
It just depends on how
Because you
gotta
feel
preface
like I'm
it right.
using
Yeah.
it against you,
Yeah.
but I'm not
Delivery.
trying to.
Delivery is everything. It's like
Delivery.
But even with my
That's what-
delivery, because I brought that specific
Yeah.
situation back up, that's the only way I know how to get to you, because you wasn't taking heed to anything
Oh, I gotta
else
make
I
my
was
point
saying.
louder.
Yeah.
Okay.
On sometimes on the delivery, like you may be able to say it in the softest way possible, but still it's up to that person how
How
to
to
respond
take
to it.
it,
Because
yeah.
you can say it sometimes in a mean way, but the message is still the
The
same,
same way.
But they still may be like damn, I'm in my. That still made me feel some
Right,
type
and
of
that's
way.
what I'm saying.
And
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
As much as I stress it, like, yo, I'm not trying to use this against you, but this exact situation happened, and look what happened, and you're still doing it. Like, come on now, like, that's a grenade, but I don't want you to take it. Like, I'm gonna jump on it with you because I'm using this to help you.
Okay. I'm glad
Maybe
you brought that
instead,
up.
then we're gonna wrap this up. Maybe
Yeah.
instead of throwing a grenade, do it from a different angle of just asking, like, okay, what was your take from that? Because if you see that this is constantly happening, okay, get them to answer all those questions before you throw that grenade. Because now that person got, or she got to like really unpack and put two and two together. She would then probably receive it a lot better, and then you could say, "This is what I was trying to get you to understand."
Because
too.
I use, like you saying she, but I use that with
Yeah.
every day too. Because people misconstrue what you try to say all the time. Like, hey, I'm not trying to be hurtful, but hey, you didn't learn from that situation, so now I got to use this situation as an example. Like,
Because
hey,
Yeah.
a lot of times perception is reality. We all can sit here the same and watching the same exact thing and get 7 totally different views of what happened. Messages.
Yeah.
So like you also have to realize that as well. It's tough. bro.
100% is tough, and that's in fucking relationships and friendships, because you not. If you intentionally not trying to hurt somebody's feelings and you hurt somebody's feelings, you still like, damn, I was only trying to get a message across.
Yeah,
but
right.
now I feel bad too because you took it the wrong way.
And that's when you apologize. Next episode.
Fact.
All right. This has been another episode of Marriage is Wild. Thank you for joining us. Follow us on all the socials at Marriage is Wild. Till next time.
Peace.